is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness. We're in London. We've just had the final Whyte-Rivas undercard press conference ahead of Saturday night. Thankfully fighting on the bill after the disaster in Manchester, we'll call it, Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Can't complain. Thank you very much for speaking to us. So you're fighting an Argentinian fighter, 13-2. Been a bit of a hard time getting yourself in the ring. You're supposed to be fighting in Manchester. That fight fell through. There was talk you might be fighting Sam Hyde on this bill. You've got yourself a late opponent. It's just nice to know that you're going to be fighting Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. And he's come pumped. He's come with Argentinian TV. He was angry he didn't get to speak at the press conference. He grabbed my hand extremely aggressively. I remember that. Going to think about that tonight. Not in a weird way, but you know what I mean. And yeah, that's it. Do you know what I mean? I'm really, really excited now. It's good to have this press conference to realise that there's a guy from across the world who thinks that this is his opportunity. So I'm going to show him he's not meant to be in the ring with me.
I'm going to assume you haven't seen much of your opponent on Saturday night. Is it just a case of, like the amateurs, getting in there and adapting as you go?
You know, I am what I am. Do you know what I mean? See you later. He's not going to be able to handle what I bring to the table from just looking at him. So that's it.
How hard has it been in the last month? You were preparing for a big fight in Manchester, and then we thought the Hyde fight might happen, and then it didn't. Has it been hard to just stay focused, or were you just always ready, knowing that at some point you would be in the ring?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. I've just been focusing on myself. What I would say, though, is that obviously I've got titles, I've got, you know, purses and stuff to think about, so I have to obviously stay focused. And, you know, I went to a couple events and stuff, you know, and seeing the amount of people that are coming up to me and just wishing me well, you know, and saying how much I've motivated them, it's scary because I just live my normal life. When I go to a boxing event, I expect to be stopped. Hey, Lawrence Okolie is the source. When I go to a social event or, you know, a festival, I don't really expect so many, you know, casual people to be coming up to me. So that kind of gave me an extra boost, and I just kept it going.
One fight I wanted to ask you about on this bill, you turned a few heads. Your gym mate, stablemate, Whyte-Rivas-Smith, fighting Richard Riakporhe this weekend, 2 unbeaten cruiserweights. Bang on, same record, 9 wins, 8 KOs, no losses. Like I say, you turned a few heads. Whyte-Rivas-Smith inside or round, you said. Could you explain that prediction?
Sparring Chris has been some of the scariest moments I've had in boxing. He's relentless, explosive, ferocious. So yeah, why not?
Now, another thing I wanted to ask you about, Richard Riakporhe up there said that by bringing you into the camp, Shane McGuigan had almost disrespected Chris in a way by putting him second fiddle. Do you read anything into that, or is that just all smoke?
I think it's just something to say at a press conference. In reality, I mean, him and Chamberlain are both cruiserweights who are trained by Ted Bammy together, so it kind of just doesn't really make sense. So was that what was happening with you? Who was second fiddle there? Do you know what I mean? So I don't really take much note of it. Ultimately, as much as they think I'm on the same level as them, I'm pushing on to European and world in my mind. So they're boxing for a title, and if Chris is able to win the way I think he will, then I'll relinquish the British title for him, and he can box for that, and so on and so forth. So we'll see.
It's going to be a busy night for Shane McGuigan. He's got yourself, he's got Chris. You've had a bit of time to settle in now at the McGuigan gym. What is it that you think Shane's adding to your game, and what do you feel you've worked on well in that time?
I think the most important thing is obviously I'm 6'5", strong and athletic, but I don't really box like it. I box quite loose, quite lazy, so he's very much get it, do this, do that, like in terms of when I'm in the ring, don't mess about, get it done and get it done efficiently. So I think we'll see a bit of that.
I know you won't want to look too much past Saturday night. That said, European title, can we expect to see a challenge for it before the end of the year?
100%. I'm mandatory, so as long as I'm able to beat Angel the way that I expect to, then I'm 100% going to be boxing for the European next.
Main event, Dillian Whyte, Oscar Rivas. Dillian Whyte is someone you've had a few fun back and forth with in the last few months. That was sort of crushed and put to one side. Do you expect Dillian to prevail on Saturday in what is a close fight?
No, I think he'll stop him quite viciously, to be honest. I've watched Rivas. Rivas is very much very strong. I touched him yesterday, just like bumped him a little bit, and I felt that he's very dense. But I think that stylistically, you don't want to war with Dillian, and on top of not wanting to war with Dillian, Dillian's got an amazing catch counter. So he catches shots and fires off crazy left hooks and right hands and right uppercuts. So what you don't want to do is throw hooks at him, but that's all that this guy knows how to throw, so it's going to be really, really interesting.
Some great heavyweight action on the card. We've got that. We've got Chisora Spilka as well. Dave Allen, David Price. Shane told me a while ago we could see the best of you at heavyweight. Is that something in the back of your mind? Do you think we can see you moving up to heavyweight and getting in amongst these guys in the coming years?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I said, I have to beat this guy on the weekend, beat the European champion, beat a fringe world level fighter, get a world title, and then move up to heavyweight. That's just, as much as it's easy words to say, it's much harder to actually do in practice. That's the plan.
Lawrence, final word to you. What do we see from the Source Saturday night at the O2 Arena?
I think it's just going to be standard. Go in there, hard jabs, work. I'm gonna try and win the fight mainly on my left hand because it's a shot that I've kind of neglected a lot in the past. So I'm gonna show a bit of my jab, and then I'll end it just whenever I land my right hand to head or body. It'll begin the end.
All right, Lawrence Okolie, thank you very much. Speaking of Boxing Social as always.